retail in India is at it's a sunrise sector. So to say, it's around roughly pegged at around $900 billion. As a category, as an industry, is growing almost by around 10 to 15% CAGR. Disposable incomes have increased. Alternate snacking has increased. We call kind of affordable luxury. We want to serve the best to the bulk of the audiences. You know, if people need to be drawn into the outlets, into the parlors, so that means you need to give something. It has to be something really nice.
Is it just a show, or is there something about the ice cream being better by being hit on a cold stone? If ice cream today has become a habit for a lot of people, after dinner, after eat, ice cream, I think he'll talk more about all these. But quickly, Mr. Sheetal, I would love to welcome you to this show.
Thank you.
And just to give you a brief, though I've briefed you earlier, on a platform we are trying to get brands, franchisees, real estate developers, allied services like architects, interior decorators, software guys, consultants, everyone on a single platform, where overall we are looking at the growth of franchise industry per se in India. Me, in a small way, I'm trying to, with my passion and 30-year-old experience in franchising, I'm trying to be a platform where all these people meet and exchange ideas and do business together. That's why we are here. A fantastic brand like yours, we would love to know your journey and your back-end processes, back-end what you have. And if I want to tie up with you as a real estate developer or a franchisee, what should I do? Where all you're looking for store sizes, investments and all? Please.
Oh, thank you. First of all, I would rather congratulate you on this superb initiative.
Thank you.
I think retailers somewhere in the house of India, it is so very bulldozed by the IT enabled and so on and so forth. The retailers or the franchisers seems to be somewhere, they look a little bit outcasted people.
True.
But nonetheless, I think retail in India is at it's a sunrise sector. So to say, it's around roughly pegged at around $900 billion. And organized sector is around 10 to 12% and ever growing almost at 15 to 20% CAGR. So, and you taking the initiative to bringing people on board, allowing them to express and talk about brands, the journey of the brands, and how the other people who would have some aspirations to take on those brands, and that's what franchising is all about. It's a superb initiative. I would like to congratulate you and the team associated with that. And it's definitely a little bit more special because having known you for the last couple of decades, I think somewhere we have seen each other travel a long journey. And I'm sure there will be a very futuristically, or also it will be a superb journey. Wishing you all the very best, and let's see how the show goes on.
Thank you.
Yeah, so to talk about a little bit small introduction is that my name is Sheetal Patil, and I have been in retail and hospitality hotels for the last 2.5 decades. Started off with hotels, then moved on. I had a short stint as an entrepreneur. Started selling coffee and sold a lot of coffee, almost for close to more than a decade and a half. Then I was there for a short stint heading a healthcare firm. Then I think somewhere the F&B had its call on me, and I've been always a food and beverage person. So Creamstone happened to me. So I have been with ice cream for close to 3 years now, selling happiness, selling ice cream. So that's how it is.
Mr. Sheetal, just to interrupt, I wanted to ask you about industry per se, your particular segment in ice creams. Can you talk about more about ice creams, what it is all about, and how different or better is it from other segments?
Yeah, see, ice cream as a concept or as an industry has been evolving superbly, and that's for good. I mean, just to throw some numbers on the table, US, if everybody compares US and then our neighbor China. Per capita consumption of ice cream in US stands roughly around 23 liters and per annum, whereas China stands at around 4.8 kind of a thing. In India, though, with so many companies and so many innovations put together, we are still at a very nascent stage of somewhere between 400 to 600 ml per capita consumption. So you can see the kind of demand which exists in the market. Having said that, current Indian market stands roughly close to around $4 billion, or some surveys put it across close to $5 billion as well. Having said that, it is evolving superbly well. Ice cream as a category, as an industry, is growing almost by around 10 to 15% CAGR. So categorization, then the disposable incomes have increased. Alternate snacking has increased. I mean, at a nascent stage to begin with, when you say the human consumption, we're all known for square meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But over a period of time, wherein the middle class income, the middle class sector, which has been growing over a period of time, alternate snacking has increased. So much infrastructure has gone in, cold chains have developed, leading because of all this, the consumption also has increased. The choices have become more democratic. So to say, in the sense, like, I'm raising a teenager myself. So you go out for dinner or a lunch. So earlier it used to be like the head of the family will just order something and then the rest of them will follow. But apparently it is not like that.
It's the other way around
It's
now.
the other way around. Also, probably a wife will have her own choice, a husband will have her choice, a daughter or a son will have her choice. So probably the choices have increased. The choices have increased because there is availability. So it's both in that aspect. So somewhere ice cream has somehow started getting its due. Also, if you see, the indulgence of people have also increased. Somewhere there was this taboo that ice cream, you'll catch cold, or you'll catch you should not eat in cold winters or during the monsoons and things like that. But somehow, because of the quality and the exposure, a lot of those things seems to have improved. And if you can see, there's no celebration, there is no marriage, or there is no function without an ice cream. In
Yes.
whichever form it exists, there is always that ice cream. Somewhere it adds that happiness quotient, if at all I can say that. So that's how it is for ice cream as an industry, if at all I have to say about it. Now, what exists ice cream as a category, and if you try to bring in some segmentization or to add some method to the entire madness, if at all you have to say, uh, the first segment is those premium artisan ice creams kind of thing, which if you take the measurement of say around 500 ml kind of a tubs, if you say, which predominantly before the advent of the retail or parlors in India, consumption was totally driven by modern trade and
Modern.
general trade. And so one measure, if 500 ml kind of a measure, if you have to put it across, so retailing used to happen, I mean currently it happens around 800 and above. These are so-called artisanal ice creams or gelatos and so on and so forth. So these are very kindly premium kind of things. So these are roughly around 8 to 10% kind of a thing. The bulk of it comes wherein a lot of international companies are also there. We have a homegrown brand. That is, you have novelty products selling at 10 rupees, 50 rupees, 30 rupees, and 150 rupees for 300 ml, or say for 350 rupees for a 500 ml tubs kind of thing. So 38 to 40% of the consumption happens in this particular segment. So where Creamstone per se comes into the picture is that somehow we call kind of a affordable luxury. We want to serve the best to the bulk of the audiences. And if you the other way to look at also is in any household in today's times, if at all you have to see, you open the refrigerator, you will find a couple of beers and some of the ice creams, be it from any brand, they'll always be there. Now, if at all with the the kind of a traffic and so on and so forth, people busy life, some if people need to be drawn into the outlets, into the parlors, so that means you need to give something. It has to be something really nice, because regular ice creams are available there at your refrigerator.
Sure.
So if they have to be coaxed outside their residences, then you have to sell that kind of an experience. So at Creamstone, it is just not ice cream. What we sell is an experience. What we sell is that beautiful art which is there, made in front of you. Those super exclusive ingredients made in front of you. So that adds a lot of value, and it adds a lot of to this. I keep using this word, happiness quotient.
True
So
that.
I think we've been, by and large, extremely successful in doing that. And currently, as I speak today, we just a few days back we opened a store in a place by name Akola, and currently we are at around 118 stores. We are there present in around 35 cities and almost 7 states. And as I speak, we have another 15 odd outlets which are about to come up in different parts of the country overall.
You were talking about the whole experience and the art of making an ice cream. What I remember is your cold stone concept. Can you tell more about that? Why is it just a show, or is there something about ice cream being better by being hit on a cold stone?
Well, see, the concept itself is called as a cream. It's stone ice cream. It's a format, the way the particular product is presented. So the technical aspect of it is that when you put ice cream on the stone, it allows the ice cream to breathe a little bit, and then you add the ingredients which are at by and large at a room temperature. Then you add them into the ice cream which is there on the cold stone. So when the craftsman or the person who is the stoner who mixes it with his skill sets, which we take a lot of time and energy to train those team at the front end, when he uses his expertise in mixing those ingredients in the ice cream, it definitely, and the breathing which happens, what you get as an end product, it's much more creamier, beautiful, and the ingredients would have mixed well. So when you are consuming it, it definitely takes you one step or a couple of steps better than what a regular ice cream would have tasted. Having said that, we also have curate those ice creams specially for the stone. So these are not regular off the mill ice creams. These are special ice creams which are done for that particular purpose. So hence the beautiful taste, and
I know.
what do you say, your liking and a lot of patrons liking for that.
True that. And recently I've been seeing these tubs. You also called it tubs, TUBZ.
Correct.
So anything, what's the thought process behind that, and how is it different from your cold stone, and how is it doing?
So, Creamstone, as I said, though we have covered by and large, I mean, predominantly we have been below the Vindhyas now and ever expanding. And we continue to expand and look for markets where we are not currently there. Having said that, we also observed that there is this huge demand, or there is a gap in the tubs kind of a format. The reason being is that if you look at, as I earlier explained, that there are the one set of artisan ice creams which are very premium, and the second set is that the lower segment, or lower segment is not the right word to use, but nonetheless affordable, very affordable ice creams. So what we saw that the premium ice cream, there was, apart from one of the international player who is there in the market, who's known for his 31 flavors and things like that, and some players who are known for their very natural kind of an ice cream. Not many were there in that particular segment of premium ice cream segment. And we also had this expertise of ice cream. We have been in ice cream for almost 3+ decades now. So somehow we felt that market was ready for a very premium ice cream, and because we were known for mixed ice cream or mixed in, kind of, I mean, the thought of Creamstone gets, what you get is that, there are a couple of flavors which are mixed in, there are a lot of ingredients which have gone in.
True.
So that's the thought process, what you will get or anybody would get. So hence we thought that, that was the right time. Also, another factor is the data inputs what we get. The best science, what data science, what you get is from the online platforms, because unlike your offline retail which is there, the online retail, online thing, you get a lot of data inputs which are quite accurate. So what we also saw that is that we did a survey in some of our stores. So people who were ordering ice creams online, and Creamstone as a category, we were always there with the new age aggregators. Around 17 to 18% of the people were shifting to the next best brand because of the family packs. Because Creamstone as a concept, we were serving
Individual.
Sundays and those creations,
True.
but we were not available in the family packs. So around 17-18% of the people came, landed on our page, saw the ice creams, but they would shift or buy the next best because probably there will be a family of 4 or a family of 5, and they would want to stay in the refrigerator for some time. So this was one part of it, and then there was this particular demand that what I earlier said. So somehow we thought, we have been working on that. The promoters, the R&D team have been working on that for quite some time. So we thought the time was ripe, and hence the tubs what we launched, which are currently available in around 12 flavors and in 2 formats. That's a 100 ml tub and a 600 ml tub what we have.
Now, coming to the brass tacks, the business, wherever I'm in the country, are you ready to give me a franchise, or you're going cluster wise, or that's the first query. Second, yeah, adding to the first one, is your logistics and back end and cold chain geared up to survey all over the country? Number one. Number two, store sizes, cities, investments for a franchisee who wants to be part of your journey. Number three, before I forget, today in Hyderabad, I would say, if I go to a marriage or if I go to an event, if there is no Creamstone, I wonder what's happening. No, not exaggerating. Probably 9 out of 10, there is a Creamstone there. So, as a franchisee, would I get that opportunity wherein tomorrow I am your franchisee in, say, an Akola or an Aurangabad? Would I be a part of your events and tubs I've seen in your stores in Hyderabad? So I presume I can sell the tubs through my retail store and make some money on that, apart from the modern trade or whatever. But events and all, do I get to make some money on that? Am I a part of that process?
Yeah, I think you bundled up quite a few questions in one.
I know.
Yeah. But let me see how I can put one by one step. Maybe I'll take a while to put things in perspective. Till close to around 10 years, the promoters did a fantastic job in building the brand to what it is. There a lot of R&D went into it, a lot of energy, a lot of passion. I think they did a fantastic, commendable job. The team which is there at the factory, at the store level. But a couple of years back, coincidentally, I also moved in at that point of time. It's been around 3 years. So what we thought was that how, as Creamstone as a brand, we started to revisit the brand once more and how we can make it future ready. We have done some really great work. The brand stood where it is, but what's next? So what we thought was that how can we make Creamstone more of a desert destination? It's just not ice cream, and we wanted to build those experience centers. So the brand had to evolve a little bit. So we did a little bit of tinkering. We looked at the logo, we looked at the branding, we looked at the colors, we looked at the overall look and feel of the stores. So today, what you enter in any of the Creamstone, it's one of its kind. I can bet that we are second to none internationally also.
Undoubtedly.
And the product undoubtedly is the hero. But what also makes our store is they're wow centers.
Absolutely.
So that's one aspect of it. Two is that when we had this ready concept of say around typically our stores are from around 800 square feet to 1500 square feet kind of a thing, but we had to choose where we have to be. So the idea was that fortunately the brand is from Hyderabad and we are quite proud of it. So we also had to, and the brand was very popular in the Telugu states. So in the initial stages, what we thought was that we will go into the markets where the brand resonates more. And also the second thought was that we will stick to the tier two towns. Not that we wanted to avoid or we avoided the cities like Bangalore or a Pune or a Bombay or anything like that. We have our expansions there as well. But nonetheless, we had to make this conscious call. So the idea was, see, I mean, if you step back a little bit, the early 2000s and when retail per se started happening in India, the first 4 5 cities which drove was that you had the Bombays, Bangalore's, Delhi's, and these are the things. But what gave bearings to the next set were the cities like the Chandigarhs, the Ahmedabads, and the
Visakhapatnam.
Bangalore's and all. Now, what we see is that the next 50 cities in India, these are the Vijayawadas of the world, the Visakhs of the world, the Hublis, the Belgams of the things. So these are the cities which will add bearings to the overall retail, the maximum, the consumption matrix, the aspirational crowd, what it is there. They are very well informed. They're second to none to their compared to their urban, that is the people of Bangalore or Delhi for that matter. So availability of real estate at a much better price, and you will not see in that much of the skill sets. Also, you will not see that stark difference when you enter these cities. Plus, there were the logistics have been improved. The cold chain facilities are there. So it was a conscious decision that we will move into the tier 2 segment. So once we had these things in our on our drawing board, so we started moving towards the Telugu state. So as I said, last couple of years, our major expansions have been in we covered the Anantapurs of the world, then the Karnool and this one, and then the another science to the madness or the method to the madness was that. See, any company or anybody, expansion is one thing. Everybody would want to do that. It's very easy to say that I want to have a pan India footprint, but it's only wise that you know your strength and you play according to your strengths. So what we decided was that we will expand, but at our pace. And there has to be some kind of a wisdom in the way which we are doing it. So we decided to move in clusters. So suppose if we are starting from Hyderabad towards Bangalore, so it's a fantastic road. It covers around 5 6 districts out there. You have the Karnool, Anantapur, and all Kadapa, and then you touch Bangalore. So consciously we took one by one district headquarters from there, and we have been doing some phenomenal business in these segments. Another example, if at all I can say, is that suppose you start from a city of Pune and you want to touch Bangalore. So which are all the districts what you get? So that's, I think, NH4 it is there. So you start from Pune, you have Satara, Karad, then you have Kolhapur, and you have adjacent, you have Sholapur.
So predominantly west and south.
Yeah, so like that when you in line. So we are there in say Sholapur, we are there in Kolhapur, then we are opening in Belgaum, we are opening in Hubli. Then next you have Panji there, and then we intend to open up in that entire stretch is covered. So recently, as I said, we opened in Akola, right? So you have Vidarbha, you have around 4 5 6 districts like Amravati, Nagpur, and this one. So as we are able to tap the tier 2 segments, we are equally bullish in some of the prime segments in like Bangalore and things like that. So that's our expansion. And
just to add to it, you're looking at Maharashtra, Karnataka, both the Telugu states at this point of time. North and East would come later if any intending franchisee from North or East.
Yes, I'll come to that. So that's the market in the sense like it was more of ease of business where we could support the franchisees. We could if we are running our store, we could support our store operationally, logistically. Our QA, we are extremely strong when it comes to our quality audits, and there are certain standards which we would want to adhere to. So keeping all those things in mind, we said that we will stay for now. We will stay below the Vindhyas. We are currently in Maharashtra. We are there in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. This one, we would want to enter Kerala soon as well, Telugu states. But it doesn't mean that if the opportunity comes by, I wouldn't want to travel east. I think it's a fantastic market out there, and
You've
up
been there
north
for
as
more
well.
than 2-3 years, I guess. In Coffee Day.
Yes,
Calcutta and beyond.
my previous stint, I was heading the eastern market for quite some time, around 8, 9 states. Phenomenal business, things like that. And as I say that, we work on three models. That's company-owned, company-operated model. Then we have a franchisee invested and company operated model. Then we have a franchise model. So if at all I define, if I can elaborate a little bit more with your permission, is that the company owned, company operated store, there is no rocket science. That means the company would want to see a good high street location or a mall or things like that. And then I do a lease agreement, and then I was open and set up my shop out there. The other one is the franchise model. The franchise model is wherein I give the franchisee of the brand to an XYZ and a person A, and then I give my expertise, my products, my brand to him, and I guide him, I follow up with him, and I help him to set up that shop. And he travels along with me to make the brand and him successful as well. So that's the franchise model what we have. And then another one is a franchisee invested and company operated. This is something wherein somebody has a piece of real estate with him, or somebody has that kind of disposable resources, but his main source of income is something else, but he still wants to have that brand, have a pleasure of owning a beautiful brand like Creamstone. So in such cases, and he doesn't want to get involved into the day-to-day operations of it.
Got it.
So in such case, what we do is that the company operates, and it allows the person to invest into that model, and we operate the model, and we give a certain percentage, things like that. As far as for people who are seeing the typical percentages, how it works out, and this one, they can reach out to the numbers which we can share at a later stage, and this one. But overall, I can give a rough idea.
Payback period, investment.
Yeah. So typically, how it works out is whether I set a retail shop or anybody puts it across, the interior cost is roughly around 2,500 to 3,000 per square feet.
So about 1,000 square feet on an average,
Around
30 lakhs.
around 30 lakhs. That's a typical thing. I mean, whether you want to open it in Vijayawada or whether you want to open in Mumbai or a Chennai, by and large, it's the same thing. Then we have around 15 lakhs worth of equipments which you move in. You have the refrigerators, freezers, you have the waffle machine, and so on and so forth, which are there. Then you have the signage, the generator set if it is not being supported. So mota around 1,000 square feet will be around 50 to 60 lakhs, give and take 10-15% margin here and there. So that's typically how the investment, what it works.
Payback period?
So fortunately, wherever we are opening up the businesses, so we have been doing some consistent numbers. So we say that it's around 3 years, but sometimes it works much lesser. There have been fantastic instances, more of them, and I would say that payback has been less than 2 years also. But on a safer side, it is okay to say that 3 years is a good enough time, which we can say that typically it can happen.
Mall versus high street?
See, ice cream as a category, when you take, the consumption of ice cream, it's a beautiful thing. See, I keep telling this. It requires a certain time frame. We are early morning. You wouldn't want to have an ice cream. So the human consumption, it's a thing. It happens in three things. That is, one is your impulse. So when you say impulse, you have tea, coffee. You don't need a reason. Especially in India, you're driving by, you want to have a quick smoke, or you want to sit with somebody and let's have, चलो चाय पी लेते हैं यार, चलो कॉफ़ी पी लेते हैं, ये हो जाता है. That's an impulse, if at all I can categorize it that way. Then is your hunger driven quotient. What is that? So hunger is that it's 12:30, 1 o'clock. So you would have had the morning breakfast, then post that, okay, lunch, then that's hunger driven quotient. Now, dessert or ice cream comes after that. And that
Sure.
means you wouldn't want to eat ice cream at 3 o'clock. You wouldn't want to eat ice cream at, say, early in the morning. So usually, not that one should not have it. I mean, I would love for anybody, I mean, people having ice cream all the time. But nonetheless, we are all wired in some things. So in that way, if you see that maximum consumption happens in the afternoon, and much so later part of the late evenings, that's after the dinner. So somewhere, though malls have been very successful for us, but high streets definitely steal the show. A family of 4 or 5, when they would want to step out for ice cream is when there is a celebration at home, or when people would have walked in, they would have watched a movie, they would have had some beautiful dinner somewhere. So then they would want to enjoy an ice cream. So that typically happens after 9 o'clock. Our malls usually tend to close at around 10:30. So that's why you see a lot of our ice cream parlors which are open late in the night.
I know.
Not only mine, I mean, anywhere in the city, if you go, be it in Delhi, Bangalore, or Bombay, wherever you go, you will see a lot of ice cream parlors which are open late in the night.
True.
So high street definitely is a winner. Also is...
High street reminds, if I can interrupt, I'll give one wonderful thing again. One of my experiences of understanding retail, I think that was your first outlet. You were not working that time. There was a small, I think about 150, 200 square feet space opposite one of the biggest natural parks in Hyderabad, in the most prominent location in Hyderabad, called Banjara Hills. There was an ice cream parlor there which ran for maybe 6 months, 1 year. It shut down. Virenji and Mr. Ambarish, I don't know why they took that. Is that the first outlet?
KBR Park, Hyderabad is the first store, and still happens to be one of the best stores.
I know. They took a 200 square feet space and they called for the inauguration. A lot of people were there. I went and I said, 200 square feet, what will they do here? These people started a riot there, believe me. They are I think the first guys, if not one of the first guys, to serve ice cream in the car. All of Hyderabad, after their drinks, after their movie, after their dinner, they started flocking there. I don't know how you guys manage officially the parking. Hundreds. Other day I was there. I was going somewhere along with these guys, my friends. So we saw a lot of crowd there, which always is there, and we just luckily found parking. We stopped there. 15-20 cops outside, and we were wondering what's happening. One of the ministers of the current government got out of his car. He went, he picked up an ice cream, and it was everyone wants to be there. And in that 200 square feet, amazing sale they have over there.
It is a
lot of people give that example for retail, the way they have made it successful.
It is, and it takes a lot of time, energy, trained team. We have a fantastic R&D facility. We have a fantastic training team.
That's what, 200 square feet?
That's 200. That's one of the place, but that's only the store which is that small. Apart from after that, I think all our things have been quite larger. So coming to this one, we are definitely looking for places in Tamil Nadu. We are open for places in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka. for Maharashtra as well. Maybe 6-7 months down the lane, we would definitely would want to move into the eastern market as well. But yes, as I said, we do not want to jump a very long. I mean, suddenly I don't want to open up immediately up north in Delhi, up north in this one. But we want to have a very conscious and a very steady expansion in that format.
Even if, sorry to interrupt, but even if someone watching this loves to partner with you as a master franchisee, he has the wherewithal, experience, interest, and the required resources to become your master franchisee in a certain eastern part of India or wherever. Would you be open for the idea?
Yes, why not? We are definitely this one. For now, we have not had any master franchisee per se. This one because, see, end of the day, if you look at it, F&B business, it looks very lucrative and looks very beautiful. It's like that swan in a lake. The swan looks so beautiful, but only the swan knows how difficult it is to stay afloat.
True.
So that's the nature of the industry, not only ice cream. So somebody needs to be fully involved. If somebody is taking the franchisee, it cannot be a passive income. And
FOCO?
yeah, FOCO is, of course, we we only run it. But generally, if for a franchisee, the idea where I'm coming from is that somebody needs to be fully involved in running the business. So when anybody franchisee comes to us, also we definitely say that, okay, fine, you will have to put your heart and soul into it. So it's just not the brand which is growing. We want the person who has invested, the person who has partnered. When we bring a franchisee on board, it is not just a franchisee. We treat him as a family member. He has to walk along with us, run along with us, share our joys. That's when the brand will also grow. And we want to have steady relation with the franchise. There have been classic examples that wherein a franchisee has come on board and over a period of time he has opened second one, third one, and the fourth one. There are beautiful classic examples that way as well. True. So rest assured. So when you associate yourself with Creamstone, we give the technical expertise, we share the marketing inputs. So we make sure that it's not a franchise store for us, it's a Creamstone outlet. So it's not just a franchise store, it's our store. It's together we run the business.
One advice you give to any budding franchisee, prospective franchisees, whether for your concept or someone who wants to jump into as a franchisee, one advice you would give for a franchisor and one advice you give to a property owner?
See, for a franchisor, or I mean, for a person who is taking the franchisees, don't jump into it just because you have a certain disposable income. Don't jump into it that if you are serious with one other business and you want this also to be a passive income of yours, especially if it is an F&B. If it is in manufacturing or trading, I wouldn't want to divulge into it much at this stage. But nonetheless, if it is a F&B, it's a full-time job, boss. There's no cutting corners there. I mean, you need to be up early in the morning, and I mean, at this, with 2 decades behind me, I sleep even now at around 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's when my last bill on online goes off. Sure. So doing, then the inventories happen and so all those things are there. But one needs to be fully involved. So if you are ready to commit yourself wholeheartedly, completely into that one, that's one part of it. Second one is that you are in a base city of, say, Visakhapatnam, or you are there in a Vijayawada. Do not take that franchisee in another city which is an unknown territory for you. F&B would want food and beverage business would want your feet on the ground in the retail premises. You are there in Vizag or you are there in Hubli, you take the franchisee over there. Do not get into thing, okay, my in India we have this thing, my relative, my uncle, my chacha, my mama, my bhatija will do the business for me. I'll be here and I'll run the business. No, with all due respect, I'm sure you would have had enjoyed the best of a friendship, best of the partners, or best of the relation. But nonetheless, if you are putting in your money, it is always advisable that you be involved wholeheartedly, fully. That's when the results do come in. It's a beautiful thing to be. That is, all the research the brand would have done, all the SOPs the brand would have set. There is a textbook which is ready for the SOP, which is ready. You just have to mug it up and follow the best practices which are prescribed. It's a fantastic business to be in. No brand would want you to put in your money just for the sake of it. Even the brand would want to, to grow. They would want to remain in the market. They would want to excel. They would want to take you along as well, because that's when it helps their brand also to grow with a different other franchisee as well. So it's a win-win thing, and anybody would want to start their own brand. I would rather suggest to take one franchisee first, run it, see it, not just as an experiment, I would rather say, but it's a beautiful, successful model. I mean, come to think of it, I think of around 50% of the current retail F&B sector are into franchise model world over. I mean, you take some of the biggest brands like Yum, which runs Pizza Hut, KFC, they are on a franchise model here. Subway, which is there on a franchise model. I mean, there are many.
McD, KFC, you name it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any advice to a brand which has been there since the last 10, 20 years, 4 or 5 outlets, want to franchise now, go India wise? Is it the right time? Is it the right place? Or
the right time is today.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, I would rather say. But yeah, in my previous company also, I've seen, rapid expansion, scalability, everything sounds superbly well on paper. But one should know the limits. Not that I'm not telling anybody not to have super sky high ambitions and other things, but if they need to get, when they talk about sales, what is sales? Sales is the byproduct of best practices, what you put in place. Sales do not happen just that way. So to get that top line sale, there is a lot of R&D which goes in, lot of science which goes in, lot of energy, passion, training, manpower, hiring, your marketing, so many other things go into that. So once if you have all those things ready with you, then explore the market step by step, rather than an erratic expansion in one go. There have been examples on both the cases, but the ones who have done a very step by step kind of an expansion you have more success examples in that.
One thing which I have seen, adding to that, one more thing, I think if you're looking at expanding your brand, one thing I've seen when we went to visit your store in a place called Vijayanagaram, which is a tier 3 city,
yes,
is, if not all, most of the ingredients, your paper napkins, you name it, everything is coming from the central place.
Yes.
Once you have that, the quality consistency will be there.
Yes.
So if you're looking at expanding your brand to any city, I think you should be ready to service in that particular city. If not 99, if not 100, 99% of the things should be done by you.
Correct.
I saw the freshness of the even those dry fruits or whatever, everything you're doing here and selling it over there. Yeah. Even you have some perishable products. I don't know how you manage it, but that's what I think is one of the main reasons why your stores have been.
So that's also one of the reasons that we want to keep that kind of a quality throughout, so that's one of the reasons we have remained in a very, we have expanded in a very, very structured manner. So be it in Vijayanagaram, or you go down south towards Vellore, or we recently opened in Tirupur or a Coimbatore store also. We have a fantastic manufacturing facility here. I think it's one of the largest state-of-the-art factory. We manufacture roughly around 75,000 liters of ice cream per day. Wow. We have 3 other brands as well. Scoops, which is, I can say it is kind of a parent brand, serves mostly in the economy segment, and that's one of the biggest brand in the Telugu states. We have another brand by name Froops, which is mostly fruit based ice creams, and then we have Creamstone. So we have our logistics in control. We have depots in Vijayawada. We have in Bangalore. So the supply chain and the logistics is very well controlled. We have a dedicated team for that. We have quality checks. We have two kinds of audits, or rather three kind of audits. One is the QA audit, which happens wherein somebody from here they travel. Then we have appointed mystery shopping people. Then there is an operational audit which keeps happening. We have cameras when we do that, it is not just to pinpoint at a franchisee or whoever has partnered with us. We want him to be successful. So audits are done to keep the franchisee or the operator on his toes, to serve the best to the customers, to bring out the best in him. So we help people to do that. We give that kind of a marketing support and a lot of other things as well. So all these put together enable the products at the store level, and the person who is serving that product also to be of the best quality.
One more advantage I see with you is it's not too manpower dependent, in the sense a restaurant is to a large extent chef dependent. Here you need manpower for sure, technical manpower to an extent, but training them would be much easier to do a cream than compared to a.
You ask me, I mean, it looks that way, but today if you ask me or any retailer or any hotelier or any restaurant, the biggest challenge is the manpower.
Absolutely.
And keeping them highly motivated, and keeping them trained. I think bulk of our time and bulk of our human resource is that to develop and maintain those human assets.
True.
That's one thing I'm very proud of, that we've been able to be, to keep it that way. But trust me, it's not an easy job.
I know.
It's an everyday hassle, and it's an everyday.
Women entrepreneurs, your advice?
I mean, there is nothing called as women and male. Anybody who is capable of and ready to put in that kind of a time and energy and that kind of a passion, it's game for all. There is no gender, caste, creed, religion, or any kind of a thing in that way. Franchising, and that too with Creamstone, if I can say that, it's a fantastic platform to be there. And
sounds good. And so folks, I know it's a good opportunity. I know it's growing. I know they are going to be much, they're big. They're going to be bigger in the future. All cities currently need a Creamstone.
We are at around 35 cities we are there at, and we are there in 7 states, which runs around multiple brands. This one, we have national aspirations, and that's on the retail front. And then through Tubs, what we have launched recently, we are available in 15 cities immediately. It's just Tubs as a brand we are doing some phenomenal numbers that way.
And so anyone of you wants to be a part of this journey, please call us, message us. You come here, you can meet Mr. Sheetal and his team. We come to your cities, so let us know your city. Next time we're there, we'll inform you. And you ought to sail through and be a partner. He's always welcoming you.
Definitely.
And thanks, Mr. Sheetal.
Thanks for your time. It was fantastic. Thanks for giving the opportunity.
The pleasure is all mine.
And for all the people who are viewing this, do come down to Hyderabad or call us. Get in touch with
or
us,
any
Mr.
of the
Krishna
cities.
Mohan.
175 existing operational outlets?
No, we are through with Creamstone. We are at around 120. We have another brand all put together around 170 odd outlets.
So probably closer to their city, they can go experience the brand.
Please come down to Hyderabad, visit our stores in Bangalore or any of your nearest cities down south. If you come down to Hyderabad, be our guest.
And come and sign a check and give it to Mr. Sheetal. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Fantastic. Nice.
My pleasure.
Thank you.